I can't be the only one that is tired lately. Like the last several days, I'm just so tired. Can you see it through my eyes? I'm like, it's 10:15 a.m. here in Gumri. Um, so some of you were wondering on how intense, like the length that my sister would go and take. Not to bring it up, but we're gonna go there just to get it out and never have to really bring it up again in a sense, so that you guys can watch this and know that this is what I had to experience throughout my life growing up as a child. So a little bit when I get older, up until like I'm 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My sister was 9 years older than me. Her birthday was November the 24th. Perhaps why I'm talking about this, because her energy's coming through, because her birthday passed, and I don't give a shit because I don't talk to her. So like as an example, if you watch some of my older videos, I'm explaining how my family were my parents. My dad used to work when I was really little up until like 3, 4, 5 a.m. On and off, my mom was like that as well, just to keep like everything going, for the family. And they used to work very far. So the drive was like an hour and a half back and forth. So because when I was little and I was always by myself, there was always neighbors always like freaking out that I was always alone, playing alone. They would see me, outside, or like, I'd have to go to school by myself and come back. And or other people would have to pick me up and drive me to Armenian school in the mornings. Because my parents wouldn't pick me up or take me. So sometimes, actually majority of the time, my mom would say, okay, to my sister, you're older, you have to take responsibility after you're done high school or whatever. You have to take responsibility of your sister. So she would go to the mall, and she'd leave me there, or if there was like any shopping to do, she'd leave me there for hours. And there, like I said, there would be security and be like, why are you here by yourself? You're a little girl. What's going on? You're pacing. Like, what's going on? I'm like, my sister leaves me. She always does this to me. I'm hungry. I'm starving. She doesn't feed me. So they're like, this would always happen. What's your first name? What's your last name? And what's your sister's first name? And what's your sister's last name? We're going to say her name, first name and last name on the intercom. And when I say after high school, I mean after high school classes. So like after 4 p.m. or on the weekends, because all my sister cared about was boys, okay, getting attention from boys. So she'd wear these skimpy little outfits and wear like all this makeup. I learned makeup from my sister. I didn't learn it from anyone else. I never liked makeup, but she would like put makeup on me when I was a little girl and everything sometimes, because I wanted to play. I didn't have anybody to play with. Nobody was ever home. And so her way of playing with me was putting makeup on my face. So, and then she'd be on the phone all day. But anyways, so she would deliberately leave me there. She'd be like, oh, look at this. And then she'd bolt it. She'd fucking escape to hang out with her friends, to meet some guys, whatever. Intentionally leave me there. So every single time, and I remember the last several times she did this to me, I would tell the security guards or the workers, my sister does this to me on purpose. I'm so used to it. And I would cry. My sister doesn't want me. My sister doesn't want me. So there were several times where they said her name after like 20 minutes, repeating. Can Taline Hancharian please come to this store? There is an issue. You can get charged. There's an abandonment issue. Illegal things are happening, and embarrassing her, all throughout the fucking malls. So finally this girl would be showing up after 20 minutes, half hour, an hour of them repeatedly saying my fucking name, or her name, excuse me. And a few times she'd deny and be like, they'd be like, this is your sister. Like, why are you leaving your sister? This is a little girl. You don't abandon and leave your sister alone like that. And she's starving. We can tell she's hungry. Look at her face. Look at her puppy face. And she'd be like, that's not my sister. Ew, get away from me. And they'd be like, take out your wallet. Show us any ID. Oh, I don't have ID. Show me your ID. We don't care if it's a Visa, a credit, a debit. any ID, bus ID, something, you know, because she's like 14, 15, 16, maybe even younger sometimes a little older. And she'd have to take it out and it says her name, Tallinn Hancherian, and they'd be like, take your fucking kid before, like, not your fucking kid, pardon, take your sister before we charge you, we're gonna charge you. So it got to the point where she literally got charged doing something else. And I think after that it freaked her out, so she stopped. And also, so my sister met her husband now when she was 18 at a coffee shop through a mutual friend. They've been together ever since, okay? I just want love. My sister was my opposite. She would write letters and books and journals. I want love. I just want love. I want a man. I need a man, since we were little. So she used to always make fun of me. Are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? Are you gay? Since I was 11, she'd be like, why don't you want to get married? Why don't you want to be in a relationship? And I'm like, I'm a kid. Why would I think about that, you know? Just different character, different personalities, different everything. We were so different. She's airheaded. I'm more practical. And it's raining outside. I got the window open to bring some fresh air. Whew. So I was 17 when they got married, her and James. I was leaving the house legally through, remember the videos where I said I was leaving due to the scholarship that I won, so on and so forth. I was leaving before they were getting married. But due to what happened, go watch my videos. It's all there. I don't have enough time to explain it all over again. I ended up staying. Okay? I wasn't going to go to my sister's wedding. Everyone was going to find out. The only reason why my family wanted me to stay was because, all of the fucking world, everyone from California, all our cousins, all our family members, everybody who has an estate from France, from Paris, were coming. They're gonna, no, Talad left. Why isn't Talad at the wedding? Something happened. So obviously, you know, Armenians, everybody has to deny, pretend everything's grand, everything's great, right? So, I mean, like I said, this girl did everything in her power to get pregnant. I just want a little girl. Yo, you had the chance to raise a little girl. You would abandon her, your own fucking sister, with your sick, twisted demon movies and the occult in a sinister way she forced me into and terrorized me and abandoned me for what? Sexual activities when she was overly indulging when she was a teenager, and exposed me to that shit when I would hear shit in the next room that she's doing. Ew. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is probably gruesome, but like, it is reality. And so whoever doesn't want to watch this, or if it upsets you, just turn it off. But reality is reality. And I obviously, like, you guys know my situation where it's fucked me up to the point where, like, I moved away, not even away from them in the same. Talat, everything is your fault. Talat, everything is your fault. So her and James and my brother, majority of the time is her and James, they would, on the weekends or after school, they would all order some food and lock me in a separate room. And I'd be starving so that they could indulge in their food, and I'm not allowed to eat. I'm a kid. That's abuse. This went on for years. I remember I would tell my mom, like, why are they doing this to me? I'm hungry. And she'd laugh. She'd be like, kids will be kids. So, like, fuck, man. And she would, she tried to have kids for so many years. She went through all these surgeries, and they ripped her stomach, and they ripped her belly button, and tried to put, things in there. And she got really sick from the drugs and aesthetics and the trauma from the surgeries. I think she had, 2 or 3. And she's like, why is all this bad stuff happening to me, Talad? Why is this bad stuff? Like, the week or 2 before she got married, her entire face got burned. And then, literally on her wedding, one of our cousins and our aunts were, talking the entire time. In the limo, at the wedding, everywhere. And my sister the entire time, this night is about me. They ruined my night. They don't. Oh my God. So she just kept trying to make fun of everything. And she used to always say, if you're going to stay in this family, Talad, you're gonna sacrifice yourself. So what happened is she ended up, you know, her body got all fucking fucked up for many years because she had endometriosis. They tried to clear it. Every time they would clear it, they said, it's not happening. You're not getting pregnant. It's never gonna happen. It would have to be a miracle. It took years. And I told her, you're gonna get pregnant, but your child's going to motherfucking do the same thing you did to me. And that, she got pregnant and they said it was a miracle. And it doesn't stop there because, again, she wanted to get pregnant after Sasun. And she couldn't get pregnant again. She went to the doctor again. I remember I yelled at her the first time. I said, stop putting yourself through surgeries. Don't do this. You're gonna get pregnant. So after many years, again, I just want a little girl. I just want a little girl. And she was doing the whole abandonment thing again. And I'm like, you know what? I had to pay just to see my motherfucking sister. I had to pay for dinners. She wouldn't even show up. I'd wait for hours. I had to pay for her attention the last years. I'm talking about maybe 2015, 16, 17. Just for her to fucking show up. Because again, years of her life, she was out of it. I told her, you're going to have a kid and you're going to have a girl this time. This girl is going to be like me. Are you going to fucking accept her for who she is? Because every time you look at me growing up till now, you look at me. So like, guys, moral of the story, I'm talking about this because evocation. Like, what does this have to do with everything? It does. Evocation, invocation. Well, maybe invocation's not as bad. Evocation in the house with demons. Don't watch horror movies and traumatize your fucking children and sisters and brothers and everything, okay? Have a little separate place. Go do your own thing with your friends or in solitude. Go to the beach, go to the forest, do what you can. Just don't do it around kids. It'll torment you, it'll torment the kids for life, I'm telling you. Peace.